All right, welcome to this final week of your Ag Science 305 course. Now in this video, what I wanted to do was in detail go over the resources or the content for this week. They really connect a lot of parts of the record book or this class, I hope, all into one area. The second thing I want to do is talk in detail about your homework. This week's homework is the final homework, of course, for the semester, and also it's worth more points. So if you've missed some other ones or done not so well on some, this is the chance to kind of clean that up and submit a little bit higher valued homework, again, to try to help out in the grades for the semester. So in this video, I want to go over these important parts. So please take a look at all of these, as well as watching the resources in detail. And then I'm also going to show you a student record book example to hopefully help you along the way. All right, let's take a look. All right, so in week 14, the content for the week I have are listed out here. Number one is just a summary of how your record book can be graded by the teacher. Now, this isn't focused on, this class is focused on you entering records as a student, but I want to give you a little insight about how once you become a teacher, you can actually review a lot of this, and I'm going to show you that in my example today. Also, when it comes to student records, the profile is an important area, and so I don't want to discount that, but there is a checklist of things that need to be done. It's a little 2-page document. What I'd like you to do is print this record book checklist out. The only thing that you really don't need to do is have 100% of the profile done. The reason, of course, is that you are an example student account. So the idea of you creating that profile really doesn't line up with what we're after. But everything else does. And so I'd like you to print this out, and I'd like you to take a look at your record book and go through here and just kind of check things off to make sure they're there. That'll help you later on in the assignments. Plus, it's a great example of what you can do with your students one day. All right, number 3 has several resources in it. So as you are finishing up your records, the first thing that we should look at is what does it take when you look at your records and have them ready for an award application. There's a short video that I want you to watch here. Not only is having the records to be a good idea, but how actually you create an FFA award, which relates to your homework, is in this next section. So I want you to watch that process here. Now, American degree is what your homework's going to be, but this uses the Texas state degree as an example. American degrees and state degrees really are all the kids' records coming into one place. Proficiency awards are just a part of a kid, which we're not going to manage or deal with here. But how do you create any award? And that's what this section is going to talk to you about. And again, it relates to the homework. Okay, also relates to the homework is as you have done records, we've recorded such items as non-current items, cows, trailers, equipment. These items are supposed to be used in several, or could be used in several SAEs. So there's an important step that I would like you to go over in your record book as well. Basically what you do is you pull up your non-current items in your record book, and this video will show you the process. But what you're doing is you are taking your non-current items and you're connecting them to their appropriate SAE. So for example, breeding cow 145 is 100% connected to the breeding cattle SAE. Trailers may be split up across several, and so this allows the student to actually allocate where they use those non-current items. Again, I'm going to go over that as an example. And then finally, at the very end, your last homework had you develop an ending adjusted SAE value called ending current inventory. Basically what it did was it allowed us to say, well, hold on, breeding beef SAE does have about $4,300 in value. That was $3,000 worth of calves that are unweaned, still sitting there, and $1,300 worth of hay. So you've already done that. If you haven't, go back and do that. That was in your last homework. But once you've done that, this video shows you the process. And it's very important because this also connects to the FFA award. So when you're in your award application, that $4,300 doesn't mean much. You have to detail it out. So this video is going to show you in the record book what you do, or what you hopefully have already done, and then also it's going to show you how that connects into the award and how you finish it there. So these last two are very important for the homework. Now all of them are, but these last two really relate to you getting the homework done. All right, so the homework is listed here. It lays it out. Basically what I'm asking you to do is I'm wanting you to supply a summary of all your records into the homework, and that's going to be called the Complete Record Book Report. I'll show you where that is. Also, I want you to develop a FFA award, and my choice for you is the American degree. It's really something that brings all the records in together. It's not too hard to do. Some of you in your actual record books in school may be an American candidate and not know it. So when you do this, it actually hopefully gives you a little bit of an idea to go log in back to your old record book and see if you could be eligible or close to an American degree. But basically, an American degree is just a higher level state degree. All state degrees are based off of it. They're basically a lower level to achieve a state degree, and that's that degree. But once you have that, you can, if you have the merit, to apply for an American. So your homework involves you to do an American degree, and it goes through some steps that I'm going to show you how to do in the record book. All right, so there's the week. I'm going to jump over into the record book, and I'm going to borrow a student. Now, if I look at this student's record book, I can choose the experience manager, and I can see all of the SAEs and what's been done. In fact, I can see breeding beef cattle has that $4,300 value. I can also see the student's got all the annual reviews completed, and I can see the student's got all the SAE plans completed. I can also see the student's got turned off some of the SAEs that we made inactive because they're done, and I can see the student has breeding beef cattle turned on as well as all the jobs. So actually, this is a great example. This student's got a pretty good detailed layout of her SAE projects. All right, so some of the things that we talked about in the finances section, this video talks to you about your financial entries. Non-current items are these long-term items that we have used. And so the question to do is, cow 114, where was she used? So this is called usage. In that video I have goes over this. If you just click usage, you'll see that she's already done breeding beef cattle 100%, but in 2015, if I double click, that also puts 100% there. Now you may say, why isn't 2017 showing up? Well, that's because we're not done with 17 year yet. So this is something that each student would do in the beginning of, for example, 2018, and you'd be able to go summarize 2017. All right, by hitting save here, that's updated. So once you complete usage on all your items, that's what that video at the top talks about. Then you'll be prepared to go on and finish the assignment. Okay. Also in your finances, the last homework, we did an adjustment for ending value. That was done over here in this section. And so if I click that and go choose the breeding cattle, you can see that she has done the 4,300 right there. And then she detailed what this is. It represents 3,000 worth of calves and 1,300 worth of hay. So that's the things we're going to put into the award application, but that's been done. Okay, so finally, we've gotten our record books reviewed. I'm paraphrasing pretty quickly here. The resources are there in those other videos. But if you choose reports, in the degree application manager, you'll pull down these choices and choose the American degree. Not the old one, but the new one, the American degree. Hit add new, and it's listed right here. So once you pull this up, all the sections are laid out here. Remember, you're in a fake account, so your membership check, for example, won't work. Some of your basic setup, all the basic setup should work. Some of your cover page is incomplete, but that's okay. I want you to just go through each one of these sections. So the research SAE looks like the information's there. Placement SAEs, each of them has an annual review that's done, and so that looks pretty good. Entrepreneurship, looks like we had those 14 all the way through. Annual reviews have done each year, and so again the details should be listed there. Income and expenses summarized across all years. Then current inventory. This is the one I'm going to pause on. This is where you're going to come down here and see that, well, right now it says raised market animals, breeding cattle, forehead. That's not exactly what we want here. Since we have this value, we could detail this out a lot better. So by choosing detail, you get these choices. So for example, we could put that our raised market animals are going to be part of what we have left over, and that is going to be identified there. You're going to put in there were 3, I think it was, unweaned calves that will be sold in possibly 2018. So you could put that detail there. You could put 3 head, and you could put those were worth $3,000. When you hit add, what that's going to do is take 3,000 out of here and list it right back into the same area, but in a better description. The $1,300 left over, we'll hit detail again, and that's probably better classified as a remaining hay under section B. So this detailed section is something you'll do in the award application. You've already really recorded it in your record book. All you're doing is detailing out here in the award application to communicate that to anyone that reviews your award. All right, if you click non-current, you'll see all of our assets that we had in here. You can see her raised animal is up there as non-depreciable because she raised it, and you can see the others that were beginning values or bought. Those were listed here. You can see the stock trailer and show supplies. All of that looks good. You can see a summary of assets, liabilities, and net worth here. You can see the student has grown their net worth by over $7,500. And then if we moved here to earning productively invested, it tells us for an American degree, we don't quite have enough earnings. Looks like we still don't have quite enough earnings, but we're getting closer. And then it looks like we're not quite met. So you can see where you have enough money or don't have. This is what I would like to also say to some of you. If you have records as a student in school, this might help you look at your American degree. So finally, community service. We did a few of these, but not quite enough. We need 3 in 50 hours. We've got 2 in 20. So those things are listed here. There's a checklist. Once again, a lot of this stuff will not be met. That's fine. Then you're going to go and you can actually look at your record book right here as a supporting record book. This is the same file you'll need to submit for the other part of the homework. So you can actually print it from here if you'd like. And then finally, print application. You'll generate this draft, and that's what you will upload to eCampus. All right, so I can go right back into the record book here in reports, and then there's the complete record book report. Now that was also linked in the award, but it's also listed right here. You can click this, leave all SAEs chosen. You don't need to pick a date here. It'll generate it as today. Hit generate PDF. That's the second thing you will put in your homework. Okay, hopefully this video helps tie together all the important parts of the class. The last thing I did not talk about, but I will in just a second, but I wanted to make sure this is what connects you to your homework. And hopefully all of these things make sense. Now, as I get out of here, I'm going to go back to my teacher account as a teacher, and now I am in the teacher dashboard. So as a teacher, looking at your record books is important, so I can show you how that works. What we're going to do, take a look, is we're going to choose reports, and as a teacher, I have an area called student engagement. So if I choose this report, student grading report, it will show me how many times all of you logged in from the beginning of September until now. And so, in fact, if I were your teacher and I wanted to grade you, some of you I might have told you you have to log in X numbers of times each week as we go through the semester. That totals to so many logins. I could just choose the logins column and it would sort the top login students to the bottom. Now, for you guys, I'm just looking at this as an example. I could have also run over here and said, well, all of you should have done your profile, which does not count for you. But if I did, I could choose sort, and I would find out that it looks like all of you did about the same. If I run over here and wanted to grade your resume, I could get to it. If I wanted to go over here and just sort you by total entries, and I could rank you and give points along the way. So I could score you really in your classroom use, your FFA use, or your SAE use. That is the entire 3-circle model, all available to me right here as a teacher. And I can rank students in several ways. I can even message students that have 0 logins that need help. Maybe they're not keeping up. All right, the next thing I can do as a teacher is not only look at how you've used the record book, but actually look at your SAEs. So if I choose this, and again, I go back and choose a date span of time. Now this is looking actually at the dates of the SAEs. So I need to go back to 2015 to catch this completely up. All right, so I could go through here and I could look at not only each of you, but your SAEs. So for example, with Leslie, we've been looking at, if I were just looking at her breeding cattle to grade her one SAE that's active, I would see she has entries all the way back to 14 till now. It's still active. She's done a plan. She's done 1 journal here. So maybe if I needed more, I should see that. She's done 8 financial records and 4 photos. She's done her annual review. I can actually click this little PDF link and get a report of just that 1 SAE project. So as you're grading your kids as a teacher, you can actually pull up their individual SAEs and put it all together and look at the details, go through here and just take a look. And so as I go through here, I'm finding the photos, I'm finding the journal entries, I'm finding all the financials. I can see all the years. So as I go back to that report, I would say, all right, looks like she's done a good job here. I'm grading her SAE. I can even choose this ABC link here, and I can say that I'm the teacher, and on this date, I spent an hour taking a look at her SAE. Here's what I think, and here's what you need to do. And this is a great way to communicate with students. In the middle of the semester, the beginning of the semester, actually with just plans, maybe in the middle semester about records, then finally at the end of the semester, you could even do this again. This will actually give the student a emailed summary of what you've said right here. And you can even hit add, and that will save this as a teacher evaluation. Student gets a copy, you get a copy, and it's a great way for a teacher to show that they have assessed the student's SAE projects. And again, kind of helps support your grade book. All right, so that's the last part of what I want to show you this semester. So as a student, all of the entries that you make are important. So hopefully this class has helped you in that area. Also, at the very end here, I want to, as a student, how would you connect that to FFA awards? So I hope this has helped in that area. Finally, the last part, really not part of our class focus, but you can see as a teacher, I can see all of the students and what they've done really quickly, or I can dive into one individual student's SAE and even give them feedback as I've done here. All right, so thanks for your participation in the class. Hope this homework connects everything together. If you need help with the homework or anything done in this semester, let me know. Also, if you need help in other classes that relate to this, for sure let me know. Finally, if you are a student that thinks you may be eligible for an American degree, let me know and I'll help you take a look at that as well. Thanks.